So yesterday, I was getting ready for bed, doing the upload and everything, and I'm like, well, everybody's live. The debate's going on. I'll check out the debate. Right? So I find the debate, and they're at like a commercial break or something. I don't even fucking know. It had a timer. It was like a minute and a half until the debate came back. And I'm like, alright, cool, whatever. So I'm waiting for the debate to come back and doing the upload. The debate comes back on, and they ask the question about the father-child that died. The picture. And the way that the moderator asked the question, oh my god, it was so spectacular. Like, he jazzed it up so much, filled it with so much propaganda. I'm just like, I was stunned by that, first of all. I'm like, holy shit, this dude's a moderator? Okay. And then they toss to Cory Booker, and he starts talking about it. And then he just starts going into Spanish. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He's speaking fucking Spanish. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then, like, they start tripping over each other for who can give away the country to the immigrants faster. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? I'm like, alright, fuck all this. I ain't watching this before bed. It's gonna give me nightmares. So, get in the car today, go to work, listen to the news. Apparently, Cory Booker's not the only Spanish speaker on the stage. I'm like, fuck. Beto O'Rourke, also speaking Spanish. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? Like, what? So I thought it was funny all day at work today. I was just thinking about these two guys fucking speaking Spanish. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I gotta say that those two parts didn't really resonate with me as an American. Probably because I don't speak fucking Spanish. Like, what? I didn't understand what they said. I had no clue. So, what? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I couldn't wait to get home today after work. Turn on the debate. I made it through about an hour. Honestly, I made it through about an hour. And I saw Beto O'Rourke. Man, he whipped out Spanish right away. It was in his opening fucking statement. He blows it out in Spanish. And I'm like... And like, Cory Booker's looking at him. Like, this motherfucker is speaking Spanish. And then, you know, it's kind of... shots are moving, right? And there's another shot on Beto, and he's talking. And I can see Cory Booker off to the side. And he's like looking down, thinking to himself. And I'm like, that motherfucker is translating in his head shit that he plans to say in fucking Spanish. Like, he's prepping that fucking early to whip the shit. Oh my god. And like, it was alright for a while to just hear them all talk about how they just fucking, we just got to take all the money from the rich people. That'll be how things go better in this country. We're going to take all the money from the rich people, give it to the poor people. So I'm like, oh, okay. And every one of them wanted to do that. And I'm like, alright, cool. And like, Elizabeth Warren, she really doesn't like big companies. She fucking hates them. Everything better be small business. So she's talking about breaking up all the big tech companies and shit like that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if they broke up Google, that would mean YouTube would probably be its own thing. Which means ultimately that we would lose YouTube. YouTube would just they'd shut it down because YouTube doesn't make money. Like, it's not a fucking secret. YouTube doesn't make money. YouTube loses lots of money. But Google keeps it up because it's YouTube, because they can use it. It's a major media platform. It's good for a large corporation to own a major media corporation, even if it loses money, because it's invaluable with advertising and shit like that. They can advertise their own stuff for fucking free to a major market, you know, so they keep it because it does ultimately make them money, but YouTube itself loses money. So if they break YouTube away from Google, so yeah, I was kind of like, well, that could be good and bad, because then that pretty much means the next YouTube comes along, and hopefully it's not as shitty as fucking YouTube. So yeah, whatever. I was kind of like, man, whatever on that. And you know, Elizabeth Warren was really the most crazy about that shit. Everybody else just kind of kept mum on it, really. They just talked about how, you know, money's in the wrong hands. It's just scary. So I'm like, alright, whatever. And then they go on to the next question, which is like, I don't know, they went into fucking equal pay, and I'm like, ugh. And I noticed one of them was named Castro, and I'm like, wow, President Castro, that's going to be a tough sell. Like, whatever, you know, whatever, they're all socialists, so they're all Castro to me. But, okay, whatever. Fucking equal pay. I'm talking about equal pay. All the women yell, woo! And then they get into healthcare, and it's like, I'll give you more free shit. And then everybody else is like, I'll give you more free shit. And it's everybody should have healthcare. But if you want to have private healthcare, you should have private healthcare. You should have your private healthcare. But everybody should have healthcare, no matter what. But if you want private healthcare through your company, then you keep that. But I'm thinking to myself, well, if there's just fucking free healthcare for everybody, why the fuck would a company pay to keep healthcare? Why wouldn't they just drop their healthcare and go on the government healthcare? Right? Like, we're not going to pay for your fucking healthcare. So, man, okay. Great. Whatever. But, yeah, they just don't fucking think about anything, really. And we're going to pay for it all because we're rich people. We just have rich people that are endless fountains of money. So, yeah, and 70% fucking tax. And I'm like, dude, if you, man, anybody who makes the level of money that you plan on taxing, 75%, will be out of this country before you can fucking sign that shit into law. So, good luck with that. You're never going to get anything. Because they're just going to fucking move to a different country that isn't going to take all their money. They'll fold up shop and leave. You want to know how they'll do it? With money. Because they have the money to do it with. Like, you gotta understand something, Democrats. There must be a carrot. You cannot just beat people with sticks. there has to be a reason why somebody would want to stay in this country so that they can pay $7 million in taxes every year on their $10 million they make. What's that going to do to our sports industry? Right? All you liberal basketball players that are making hundreds of millions of dozens of millions of dollars, so that you can give hundreds of millions of dollars to the government, so that they can give it to people like me. And I think basketball is a stupid fucking sport, so that's funny. Right? So, I don't know. Like, talk about working for the man. Football players, baseball players, people who make millions of dollars in contracts, movie stars. $1 million an episode? Sorry. $300,000 an episode. These people will not work for that shit. They're gonna be like, all right, well, fuck it, then I retire. Why would I work anymore? I've made my money. And nobody else is gonna fucking care. Because why jump to the top? So they can just take everything from you? You want to propel yourself to the top so that the government can knock your ass directly back down to the middle. And they cheer. They cheer. Yeah. All right. That's cool. I thought it was sad. I thought it was really sad. The audience made me sad. The fact that they cheered these fucking things that I'm just like, you motherfuckers haven't thought about any of this shit, have you? Beyond free? Like, no. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. Those of you in the audience who are shaking your head going, you fool, we're just gonna bleed the rich forever. No. Assholes. It doesn't work. Because rich people don't make millions of dollars when you don't let them. So they're not rich people anymore. Like, it happens just like that. And then all of a sudden, you don't have rich people to bleed anymore. And most of the rats are going to flee. Like, so, yeah, it made me sad. The whole thing made me sad. Because I'm sitting there going, man, I don't like any of them. The thing I thought was funny was that the people that, like, nobody knows, like Tulsi Gabbard and people that nobody fucking knows, they got shot their questions, their first question, and it was like they just talked about themselves, what they've done, what they've accomplished, what they want to do. They just fucking glaze over the question. They just fucking went into their spiel. And I was kind of like, fair enough. You know, because I'm like, well, you know, you can't really shit on them for that because who the fuck knows who the hell Tulsi Gabbard is. Right? So, you know, I thought that was kind of funny. And, you know, Lester didn't really fuck with him too much on that shit. He just kind of let it slide. softball questions. I mean, it was just like, dude, no real hard-hitting anything. What do you say to claims that would destroy the fucking world as we know it? You know, like, none of that kind of shit. Nobody bringing up anything of fucking worth or note. It was just the same old fucking thing. They all just said the same old fucking thing. No, I'll give you health care. Oh, no. You want health care? You come to me. I'll give you free health care. No. Those guys don't know what they're talking about. I've actually given people free health care, and I'm going to give you free health care. It's like, oh, okay, which one of you is going to give me free health care again? So it was 10 carbon copies saying the same thing over and over and over again, with just different varying degrees of passion was really what it was. Elizabeth Warren has become very angry, and she's become very passionate about everything. And she's fuck big companies. Rip those bitches apart with my bare fucking hands. Like, and Beto was kind of like, I don't know if he was high or what the fuck, but he was like not really in it, man. He was kind of zoning out at points, I think. I don't know. I think that dude's a pothead. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to bump his fucking stardom or anything like that. I just think he's a pothead. And the reason why I think he's a pothead is because we can smell our own. And I honestly think, dude, I think he was high as fuck on the stage that night. Because, dude, it might have been the drugs. The whole Spanish thing might have been the drugs. Because honestly, I kind of vaguely remember there was a point where they had Booker, fucking speaking Spanish, and there's Beto in frame too. And Beto's looking at him like, this motherfucker's speaking Spanish. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, Beto's going to gear up and speak Spanish next, I bet. I never got around to Beto because they just fucking throw it randomly wherever. And I was like, fuck this shit. I can't take this shit anymore. I was going to bed anyways. So I didn't know that. I thought Beto did his spiel in Spanish after Booker did his deal in Spanish, right? But no, Beto fucking fired the Spanish shot first. And I think that Beto was surprised that Booker was speaking Spanish because he was like, shit, I should have thought of that. Because he was probably so fucking high, he didn't realize he was speaking Spanish in the first place. Maybe that's the explanation. I don't know. But the dude looked fucking blazed. I'm just saying. I don't know. But, yeah, man. The whole thing I thought was just kind of ridiculous. Whatever. But tonight's, I think, is going to be interesting. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow. I think it's going to be 10 carbon copies saying the same fucking thing. And Joe Biden, who I think is going to be fucking lost the whole time. He's going to be telling old war stories of wars. The War of 1812, I marched in the civil rights parade. Okay, Joe. Bedtime, Joe. Only throw a blanket over him. But yeah, that's going to be fun tonight. I can't wait to see fucking Joe Biden in a debate again. Oof, he was a lightning rod last time, so oof, good shit. But there you go. That's my critique. Like I said, I didn't watch all of it. I watched like a fucking like an hour of it maybe. Is all I could take. I'm just like, they're saying the same fucking thing, and I already know what they think. Like, if you know what any one of them thinks, that's what the rest of them think. Pretty much. It's just a couple of them are willing to take more from you. Like, Elizabeth Warren is willing to take your private health insurance. She's just like, yeah, fuck the whole system we got now. We're just going to do it all through the government. Like, that's her and de Blasio's fucking idea. Like, they're both like, yeah, fuck your private health insurance. We're getting rid of all of it. So really the only degrees is in how much they're willing to take from you while they're willing to give you everything at the same time. So there you go. That's pretty much your sum up of the first debate. A lot of Spanish at the U.S. Democrat Party presidential candidate debate of the United States of America. Los Estados Unidos.